Everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. For those who are new, my name is Milu. I was born clairvoyant, which means I don't use any tools to read. I am also a psychic and a medium. If you hear a lawnmower going, I'm sorry. They are doing the grass today. Every Monday they do the grass, and they come by my window whenever I stream. It's never fails. In any event, I mentioned, I believe it was last week or the week before last, about more people who are going to talk about, well, basically rat on Trump and his family. And I've also made that prediction way before. But I did not know. I know that Trump had a brother who passed from what I understand, he used to drink. He has substance abuse issues, and Trump did not treat him very well. And I am sure you've heard that Trump's niece, his brother's daughter, is writing a book. Trump is not going to be able to talk his way out of that one. I don't feel this book is going to play well, or regardless of what Trump does intuitively, this book is going to cause, even among his hardcore supporters, this book is going to cause a lot of consternation. And remember last week, and I've said that a few times before, that I saw a number of events coming together and squeezing Trump, basically his administration. Basically, what's going to happen? All these things coming together, it's like a chokehold that's going to have a devastating effect on the Trump administration. And also, I will not be buying his book. John Bolton's book is coming out. A lot of people are going to buy it as well. Among other faux pas that Trump keeps making, and I normally wouldn't bash somebody because of ill health, but that's what he does to others. And he has such a big mouth, I have to say something about it. If you noted how he came down that ramp, he had difficulties basically going down. But has anyone looked at his ankle, or is it me? The minute I saw his ankles, I had a feeling that they are swollen. And I have mentioned before, and I think it was last week I said there were two things I predicted that have not happened: his resignation and something about his health. I believe it was last week I mentioned that. Okay. Intuitively, I feel Trump is hiding a heart issue. They are not talking about it. Okay. And also the pressure that he's under. And he gets very angry, uncontrollably angry behind the scenes. Usually if he's talking to a reporter, something happens, he gets up and walk away. But no matter what, he can't dodge reality. What's going on, his poll numbers tanking. Family members are going to tell on him and his family. And somebody asked me what's going to happen to Ivanka and Jared. I am not seeing Ivanka in jail yet, and I believe I've said this before. But Kushner, there's great potential for Kushner to end up in jail. Ivanka is going to have legal issues. and they're going to be spending a ton of money. These people are not going to live in peace. If they think they are going to leave the White House and life is going to be grand, I have news for them. That's when, every aspect of their lives and their behavior and the White House is going to come to light. Among those books, thank you, Maxine Ladusa. Thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. I feel like saying it's going to be so bad. The only thing I'm having difficulties predicting is when Trump's health is going to turn for the worse. A lot of people are not taking that under consideration. And they are not, the newspapers, it seems like it's this past weekend they started talking about it. But there are reasons for concern. But he deflects everything and projects everything on other people. He's criticizing Biden. Whatever he's criticizing, any health issues he's criticizing or calling Biden, he is suffering he's facing those same problems health-wise. So he's doing a lot of deflection, and it is expected for his supporters to follow him. But I feel past August, and I've said before, the summer is not going to be easy for him. But I did not know it was his niece that was going to put him out, to rat on him and his family. This woman is not going to take any prisoners. And Bolton's book coming out. And also there's another fear. As I touch with Trump, when I focus on him, besides one thing, when he released or gave the order to gas people across the White House, Lafayette Square, it's Trump. There is another fear with Trump. He is afraid that those demonstrations will not focus only on how police treat people in the minority communities, and that includes poor whites as well. He's terrified if that happens, if those protests start focusing on him, what's going to happen? He knows that somebody is going to have to say something to him. Either he tenders his resignation or something is going to happen. That's another fear Trump has. That's him wanting, and I've been saying this for the past 2 years, wanting to change our form of government, but also he was trying to prevent the focus of this protest from focusing on him. Unfortunately for him, that didn't work. And as I'm looking at the screen, Elen P is asking me, Milu, do you think the Marine arrested by Putin is a warning to Trump? No. This has nothing to do with Trump. When I touch with Putin, he is fighting a multi-level fight. He has Trump in the bag already. He's not worried about Trump. What he's worried about are the other people in the military and in our government, not the Trump administration, okay? Who, regardless of what happens, they will never take their eyes off of Russia, their behavior, and what Putin does. So arresting and convicting that gentleman is a message to those people that I mean, it's a dumb thing to do. That's not going to soften anyone's attitude or how they feel towards Putin. But that's what he's doing. This has nothing to do with Trump. But I feel they will release that gentleman because they're going to try to make deal. Everything they do, they're trying to get themselves loosen the noose, the financial noose they have around their necks. That's basically their goal. I don't feel it's going to work. And I don't see any way that Trump is going to be able to help them. They know if Trump was able to do that, he would have done it the first year he was in office. And that's the danger. I know a lot of you, the minute anyone mention Trump, there's a small chance Trump may win. Some of you lose your mind, please. I am not saying Trump is going to win, but and if you are participating in any game, regardless of how mediocre you are, there's a very small chance, luck, you may win. So I'm not saying Trump is going to win. I'm saying if this guy was to be somehow lucky and win re-election, and the way they're going to do it is by cheating. Okay? If Putin were to successfully unleash all his bots, creating all sorts of propagandas, able to either physically having Americans working for those electoral management groups, I'll put it that way, but you know what I mean, okay? To be people with access to those computers, or if they access the machines from the internet, okay, they can change votes. Or suppress the black vote and minorities. Even discouraging some white from voting as well by putting in our minds that no matter what we do, Trump is going to win. And so if these people say, okay, I'm not going to vote because it won't matter, he's going to win anyway. That's what they want us to think. And that's what I was reading an article. I'm going to go back to the point I was trying to make. I was reading an article this morning about most Republicans. Thank you, Maria Alberto. Thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. They all have a talking point that is Trump is doing a lot better than we think. A lot of places he won by a small margin in 2016. He's going to win by a larger margin in 2020. These things are propagandas. These things, that's another way of suppressing the vote. So if any of you hear Republicans, whatever the status is in the Republican Party, whatever level they are, it's baloney. It's not true. Okay? What they are trying to do, and I have said that before, they are looking or working on many ways in order, to make sure that they stay in power and to keep Trump where he is at. So if they discourage you from voting by putting into your mind that no matter what, Trump is going to win, you're going to say, well, okay, he's going to win. I give up. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to bother. That's not true. We all have to go out and vote, regardless. And anyway, in any event, the point I was trying to make is, I forgot what I was saying, but I lost my train of thought. In any event, what I feel like saying is, no matter what, the only way Trump would win is if they were able to successfully cheat. And I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. In Georgia, they did everything they could to suppress the vote. From what I understand, the number of people who voted Democratic in Georgia was overwhelming. I don't know if they were all Democrats, but it's larger, from what I understand, than 2008. The number of people who went out and voted. So when I read that, it validated what I've been feeling, that for 2020, that election, the number of people, and I've said that since last year, about a year ago, the number of people that are going to line up to vote is going to be unbelievable. And Putin and McConnell and Trump, that whatever game they are trying to prepare, there's a very small chance, but I would be surprised. I don't see. I don't see how Trump is going to win this election. That's number one. Number two, as I am talking to you, I'm seeing him falling over. As we've seen Saturday, it's clear Trump has major health issues. He's just hiding it. And he has good physicians that they stay on top of things, they're taking care of him. But besides him, thank you, Ron Thomas. Thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. The thing is, anything can happen. He can just get up one day. Mary Trump has all the inside information, and there is nothing Trump can do to her. Okay? She's going to put out truth. Bolton is going to put out, from his book, everything that, well, I don't know if it's everything, but things he can corroborate using his notes, whatever he remembers, I don't know. Okay? Among other things that are going on, that's going to create a pressure cooker for Trump. First of all, it's going to be obvious by the time those two events, on top of other things that are encircling him right now that are going to get worse. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up and leaves. Because after August, it feels like to me, it's going to be for the Trump campaign. It's obvious now that they're going to lose, but they can make an analysis as to, well, we still have a chance. But I feel after August, they're going to be convinced that this is not going to happen. I know a lot of people think Trump is, I'm not quite sure what they think Trump is, but in my opinion, a lot of things came together that enabled Trump to win the 2016 election. And the worst thing, people keep saying the polls were wrong and blah, blah, blah. But what happened was Putin and what Comey did. Putin successfully helped Trump suppressing the black vote. Okay? And among other minorities, and also Comey. 1 week or something like that before the election, what he said. So those are the things that helped Trump win. The point I'm trying to make is Trump didn't win because he was saying anything that was amazing or because he was so popular or smarter. So if you listen to journalists and certain analysts on TV, I don't understand what these people are talking about. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I'm seeing things maybe they are not aware of. But I don't feel Trump is where he is because he ran such a great campaign or he's invincible. Basically, if you listen to those people, that's what they're trying to convey. Like, you never know with Trump, he may pull something out of the hat. I don't think so. I'm not a political, politics is something I do because of my intuition, but I don't. And what I hear from people talking, but I don't see how. I don't see Trump as a genius in anything. We have one thing, cheating. That's about it. I don't see Trump as a genius in anything else. I may be wrong, but the notion that Trump is so invincible, he's going to win in 2020, we'll see. But I don't see it at all. And everyone around him, they are all going to have legal issues. That includes Giuliani and people in his administration. It's everyone. There is one thing, I've been touching with her, Nancy Pelosi, they have been quiet and not challenging Trump very much. When this guy leaves office, there is going to be an onslaught of subpoenas and people being called in front of Congress and court cases that are going to be built against a lot of people in this administration, and including those who are not in this administration who somehow profited from Trump's arrogance. It's going to be unbelievable. Congress may look like right now they are asleep at the switch. I don't feel that's true. So, thank you, Elan P. Thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. The fun is yet to come, friends. So, hang in there. Okay, somebody mentioned Adderall. Sarah Glency said Trump is addicted to Adderall. Yes, you're not the only one who said that. A lot of people said the same thing, or even people who know Trump. Let's see. I'm going to answer some questions now. Let's see. Somebody posted something I wanted to answer, but somehow I touched the screen and it went away. Della Gillis says Trump's book coming out: 1, Bolton; 2, Khan; 3, Mary. Oh, really? 4, book on Melania. I forgot. I think the one for Melania is going to be a weak one. Well, she's supposedly first lady. I just can't believe this. But I don't feel that one is going to have much of an impact on the Trump administration and the family. Yeah, we know they don't get along. She's stepmom, well, and everything that goes along with that. So, but the other books, yeah, they're going to have major impacts. Okay, let's see. Okay, Travels is asking, what do you think about the effect that the RNC convention is going to have down here in Florida with all the COVID and protests and whatever? Thank you. The protests, somehow the people are wearing masks and doing the best they can to keep self-distance between, among them. But if people don't wear masks and they go to those conventions, from what I understand, you're not supposed to wear a mask. Oh yeah, that's why Trump has that thing at the bottom of his contract or invitation, whatever they call it. Okay, they have that clause in there, not to sue Trump. You're taking your health into your own hands. If you get infected, that's your problem. Yeah. If they are not careful, if they don't take care to protect themselves, both that rally he's going to be holding, I don't remember the name of the place, the Juneteenth place. He was the state where he was supposed to hold the rally on Juneteenth, and he changed it to the 20th. Okay, that's going to be a major problem if those people don't protect themselves. And in Florida for the convention, yeah, that's gonna, that's one thing I was getting this morning as well. I meant to give you my intuitive impression about those like red states like Texas, who are minimizing wearing masks, and they are all in for Trump. The situation we had in New York, if they don't change the way they are handling the COVID situation in those states, the impact is going to be worse than New York. And what I mean is, when it comes to the healthcare system. So they're going to learn a lesson from that too, because those governors will be judged based on how they handle this. Because when your health is affected, I would be angry. There is going to be an anger. And I believe I've said that before, against those governors, from people who got sick, or people who know people who got sick, or people who lost close friends, family members, and all of that. Yeah, that's going to backfire on those governors. The people in Texas, there's going to be a price to pay. So let's see what happens. How does watch this space like this? I'm not good at this thing yet, so I'm sorry, friends. It seems like somebody. I'm looking at something here. Elan P, thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. I almost missed your donation. Thank you very much. Okay, look for the next question. Let's see. Marietta is asking me, what do you think of the way Trump walked down that ramp and drank the water? That's okay. If you look at Trump's ankle, I don't know if that was, I mentioned that earlier. Trump has major health issues. They are not talking about it, and he came into the office with it. And it has gotten worse because of the pressure he's under, all the stress. Trump is hoping that he can stress us out, but he's getting more stressed than we do because he's terrified after this how many people are going to come after him. And that's one thing. When he met with McConnell last week, they discussed. And he used that to say to McConnell, do the best you can to help me win this thing. Well, not exactly that way, okay, but I feel they brushed on that conversation, and there was a discussion on how McConnell's plans on how to win this election. And that's why I keep saying to you people, it's difficult to pin it on McConnell, but we have to remember they have those think tanks, okay? They are doing their own thing. They have their own people on the ground. They are financing their own people to cause problems. Like I said earlier, they can plant anyone to help with those election boards, okay? Monitoring the election, not monitoring the election, but helpers, okay? Who have access to those systems. They can do anything. So but I think it's going to fail. I'm just explaining. Don't take this as if I'm saying this is going to happen. I feel it's going to fail. But that's what Trump and McConnell, that was part of their discussion last week when Trump met along with McConnell. And McConnell knows how desperate Trump is to get reelected because he doesn't want to go to jail, and his family is very worried. And believe me, guys, it's, yes, Cohen's book, like the lady mentioned, because Cohen had inside information as well. Don Jr., Ivanka, Kushner, and Trump is a sure bet because he has a huge target on his back that says Southern District of New York on it. They're going to come after him. So McConnell knows he's desperate. McConnell promised to do the best he can, but there's a line he can't cross. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. But hang in there. The things are going to get interesting. But Marietta, to answer your question, Trump has major health issues. Okay? Okay. I am looking for the next question. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking for more questions, friends, from the chat. I'll be back later. Some people are asking me questions on the comment board. I'm sorry, I can't. If I answer one person's question, I'm going to have to answer everyone. And if I start doing that, I'll never get off that board. So again, to let everyone know, I answer personal questions on Monday evenings. I'll be back at 8 o'clock this evening. and on Saturday evenings at 6 o'clock. So if you have personal questions, please join us later, and I will try to get to you. Okay, China, Mimo H is saying, Milu, will China help defeat Trump in 2020? Not really, to counter what Russia is going to do. These people, okay, according to what I hear from and read, people who are from government and they know how those countries behave. Now, China is not going to do anything to help Russia unless it was on their self-interest. Every country, according to people who are experts in international relations and how countries see things, everything they do is in their best interest. They're not going to help Russia unless something was going on. They said, okay, I'm going to help Russia today because if I help Russia, I'm going to make more money or it's going to serve me some way. But no, I don't feel China is going to do anything to help Russia. China is acting on its best interest, not on Putin's. No way. Okay, friends. Let's see. I'll answer one more question. Johnny says someone has to be really filled with hate. There are a lot of Trump supporters who are full of hate, stupid and or drunk to attend the Trump rally after signing that COVID-19 waiver. You have to understand a lot of people, a lot of Trump followers, they believe on what this guy says. The thing is over. And if you listen to his finance guy that was on TV yesterday, I don't recall his name, we have this under control. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, friends. I think it's time to go. I've answered all questions. Well, I don't see any more. I can't say I answered all of them. I'm sure I missed a ton. Chris Molinari is asking Mary Trump's book. Yes, it's coming out, I believe, in August, if that's what you are asking. And yes, it's going to have a major... I spoke about it earlier. If you play the tape from the beginning, I mean, the video, the tape, yeah. It's going to have a major impact on Trump, his family, because the secret is going to be out, basically. It's going to be interesting to watch. Okay, everyone, thank you for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it, and I also appreciate your support. If you are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it, and also tap on the bell in order for you to be notified when I'm online or when I post a video. I will be back later at 8 o'clock. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video as well, psychicmilu.com, or you can send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com. We can negotiate when it's a time that's feasible for you to have the reading. Again, it's psychicmilu@aol.com. Again, thank you. See you at 8 this evening. Till then, bye.